if you had to say the greatest lesson that you've taken away leading through COVID, what would that be?
The first thing that pops into my head is about resilience, but I actually don't think it's resilience because, in fact, I'm at a point in the pandemic now where the word resilience bugs the crap out of me because I think we wear it like a badge of honor. I think for me, it's being present and in the moment. It's been a tough slog and everyone has felt it. And when you start really thinking through all of the fact that we haven't been able to connect with family and friends and work has been unbelievable and everyone is exhausted, you start to spiral into a really negative headspace. And I've learned now just to take it one day at a time because otherwise it's just too much to deal with. And particularly in this last year with all the conflicts that have happened and the injustices, it has been an unbelievably heartbreaking year. And, there's been times when I've been really challenged to think, how is this ever going to get better? I know it'll get better, but it just has seemed so difficult. And I no longer think about what are we going to do a month from now or a week from now. I'm such a planner at heart. And so it has taken everything for me not to be planning like what's going to be our next week, what's going to be the next 2 weeks. I've now tried to be just present for the moment and enjoy the moment and take it day by day.
Yeah, it's really sort of taught us about the impermanence of everything, right? And the fragility of life. And since you've been a planner, you would have goals for yourself, like, you'd set things you wanted to accomplish. Is that how you always went about your career, Catherine?
100%. And now, if you're asking me, what are the mistakes? I've realized how unnecessary that is in a way. I've always been a planner, and I've always had thoughts around what my career should look like. I've been fortunate that, part of it is luck and good timing and part of it is hard work. But in hindsight, I shouldn't have spent so much time planning that and chasing the next goal. It's a long career. And what I regret is that I didn't take the time to enjoy the relationships as much as I could have. And I didn't take the time to think through, to self-reflect and to think through the accomplishments and the failure. I do it now, but I didn't do it back then. I never looked back. I only looked forward. I think there's a lot of learnings when you look back. And so I do that quite often now around self-reflection. And now the things that I seek are not necessarily titles or anything like that. What I seek is opportunities to learn and joy in work. And so it's more important to me that I like the boss that I work for and that he or she is growing me. It's more important to me that the colleagues that I have, I learn from and that I grow with. And I definitely choose what I spend my time on based on whether or not it brings me joy. And I've learned actually that sometimes moving up doesn't bring me the joy because it becomes way more political. The more you move up in the world, you have way more complex relationships. And some of that is not really my jam. What I really enjoy doing is enabling change, whether it's technology or process or system design. And so that's where I want to spend my time. And I'm okay with that. I used to be very much driven by what does my parents expect of me? What does society expect of me? I really have now parked that and dialed it back. And who cares what people expect of me? It's what brings me joy that is the most important. I'm on the second half of my career now. I'm decidedly mid-career, if not even closer to later career. And so time means a lot to me now. My time and where I apply it is the most important thing.
It's so true because, most people are chasing that next title, more money, the bigger house. But what we don't realize is once we get there, the challenges are bigger, right? Because you've grown to accept those challenges. So it's not like you don't have problems, you have bigger problems now.
Oh, yeah. You get paid more because you got bigger problems. That simple concept. Because I do talk to a lot of people who are want that promotion, want that next title. And I always say there's a ton of unsexy part of that job, maybe underestimating and, really dig down and know whether or not that is what you want to do. Title fades very quickly.
Right.
Pays nice, but that also, everyone always ends up living a little bit beyond their means in terms of you always want to be making more money. It can't be about title and pay because it'll be very hollow very soon.